Welcome to Tamar Bowling Video Ball Reviews. We need your support, so if you like what we do, please support us by joining our Patreon page. I want to thank Limerick Bowl for their support. If you're in the area, don't forget to visit Limerick Bowl in Limerick, Pennsylvania. Let me introduce our new partner, Haley's Pro Shop. A big thank you to Jeff Miller and Ron Hoppy. Don't forget to check out Haley's Pro Shop in Burlington, Washington for world-class drilling and coaching. Today we're testing the new Roto Grip UFO. First impressions, the UFO acquits the big ball slot very nicely. For value, we gave it a B+. This is a little above average for a high-end solid asymmetric ball when comparing versatility with price. Overall, on house we gave it a B+. Roto Grip replaces the Halo with the new UFO. Bottom line is, while this rolls different, I think we will all be fine moving on from the Halo line. Nothing negative about the Halo, but most will find the UFO quite easily fulfilling the big asim spot. This one has even more nano, so the cover's a bit stronger. Don't think you'll really notice that much of a difference, to be honest. The more noticeable difference will actually be the core shapes. Are you surprised to see a light bulb shape more or less? Well, you really shouldn't be. I mean, it pretty much works. I think you'll probably find that historically the rounder shaped cores have been the most versatile. And if you peruse the Roto cores currently, you'll find that they don't stray very far from that formula. The cavities in this particular core are added to basically turn it into an asim. I love that the core specs are identical between 14, 15, and 16 pound equipment. In terms of ball motion, the most notable and enjoyable thing is that it isn't as forward as the Halo. What I mean is many asim balls have a bit of a strong hook set motion, which means the ball tends to lose just a touch of angle down lane when compared to symmetrics that might feel a bit more continuous. The UFO still has that strong asim transition, but does feel a bit more continuous than the blocky centrum shaped core. This might not be night and day noticeable for every bowler, but something I noticed. The easiest way to recognize this: when you miss out, the Halo is more likely to quit on you than the UFO. The cover is strong enough for the heaviest volumes, but still pretty usable on house. This is something I've struggled with at times, where very strong balls become overkill for typical house shots. For me, the big thing with this ball is that it always wants to go down lane. Especially on tougher stuff, I like balls that have motion that I can control as opposed to trying to make a ball shape. And the UFO shapes itself, and a lot of bowlers will enjoy that. I tried playing different parts of the lane just to show some of the ball's versatility, and with this big piece I seem to have more room out than in. It still responded to friction. If I pinched it, as usual, it won't hold. If I over-rotated, it kind of hit flat. But these are user error reactions essentially. But as you will see, the ball was playable from more direct all the way to the 4th arrow for me, and this is really good shape and strength, complementing the Storm Physix when you think about putting an arsenal together. Brian was next. As pretty typical for him, most strong balls on house will play between 2nd and 3rd arrow, let's say. And here you'll see the pronounced aggressive move down lane. In the end, his motion, while a bit less board coverage than I, saw the same characteristics. The aggressive nature of the ball meant good drive on most shots. Reading the pattern early enough and spending a little time on the errors. Misses down lane, meaning out, can push for bucket type leaves. Missing at the bottom of the swing are going to lead to about the same leaves. There is a clear limit to how much belly he can use. Brian still uses his Halo as a strong ball in the bag, and you can see he actually has a touch more room to sort of belly the ball or give a few boards away to the right with the Halo. It may be that once he starts giving the pocket away a touch, the UFO just seems to lose steam for him. So even with a less forward roll, he hasn't gained anything really over the Halo. I mean, yes, they are different shapes slightly, but they have the same use case. Final thoughts: the Roto Grip UFO is the quintessential big solid asim. This is the type of motion I personally seek out from this type of ball. One that always naturally wants to shape due to its strength, rather than run out of steam when it seems to see too much friction or become too forward, look like it stops. Roto Grip asims have generally been pretty good for the shape, and I would say this is a step up in that category compared to the Halo.